So who in the world, particularly during a campaign year, who in the world could be against clean elections? It would just seem to be one of those things, you're for puppies and kittens and for clean elections. But it's not quite as easy as that, is it, Todd Lang?
No, not quite that easy, but I agree with you. You should be for clean elections.
And puppies and kittens, Executive Director of the Citizens Clean Elections Commission. Can we ever really have clean elections, though, Todd? Now, come on, fess up. This is Pat. I've been here for a long time. Can we really have clean elections?
Well, we can clean up elections, and that was the goal of the voters over 10 years ago when they passed the Clean Elections Act. The goal, the people of Arizona, was to clean up our elections and allow them to get involved, and that has worked. Will it be entirely clean? Will we get money out of politics completely? No.
No, not as long as dirty television continues to charge what we do in order to be on, and radio and the newspaper ads and the rest of the expenses. But what does it really mean? Let's just talk about what it is that the voters passed those many years ago.
Well, in the wake of ASCAM and a few other scandals that you remember, the voters said...
Excuse me, there's a whole lot of people that have gotten here since ASCAM. That was a legislative scandal, and some folks were on the take.
Thank you for that.
Okay.
And after that, the voters said, we've had enough. And as a reform measure, they passed the Clean Elections Act in order to allow average folks to get involved, average citizens to run for office, and so that the office holders would have to go to them, go door to door, and get those little $5 contributions they need to qualify for clean elections. And in return, the politicians would get the public money, and they would agree, we're not taking any PAC money, we're not taking any special interest money, all that is out. And the idea is to clean up the elections so that the legislators listen to the voters.
But not everybody is going to run as a clean elections candidate, isn't that right?
That's right. It's
Doesn't
an
mean
optional.
that they're dirty candidates.
No, we call them traditional candidates.
Okay.
In fairness, and there's a lot of folks who run traditionally, and that's because they either like raising money or they just think it's more effective.
So their method, the traditional candidates, their method of raising money is what?
You go out, you have fundraisers, you have parties.
Still have limits.
You still have limits, but they're much higher, and you can take PAC money, you can take lobbyist money, and that's the concern I think the folks had back when they enacted this law. The lobbyists who are giving money are also asking you to vote a certain way on bills. And what the folks who passed clean elections said is, we want you to vote on the merits. We want you to vote because you think it's the right policy, not because somebody gave you a $200 campaign contribution.
And the clean elections candidate has to raise money how?
Well, they also raise money, but much more limited. They get a little bit of seed money, family and friends give them a little bit of money up front until they qualify, and then they go out in their districts, and for legislature, they get 220 people to give them $5 contributions to show that support.
$5 a piece, right?
That's right. That's right. You go door to door, and you'd be surprised. It's not that easy to ask for the $5, but you tell them you're running for office, you tell them you want to qualify for public funding, and we need $5. And once you get that $225 contribution, you qualify for public funding, and you get a small amount of money to run for the legislature. It's about $35,000.
Just as an example of how tough it is, I don't think I've ever asked any candidate for any office what the toughest thing was about running. And you have a broad choice of things.
Sure. Being
Being away from your family and having to deal with lobbyists and on and on and on. And every single one of them said raising the money.
Oh, yeah. And for Congress, it's worse because it's only 2 years and you have to raise millions. And so all you're doing is raising money. In Arizona, it's not quite that bad, but still the point of clean elections is to get you away from fundraising and get you to the business of the people.
Yeah, but has it worked, though? It's been around for a while, and there are an awful lot of people who are trying to get rid of it because they say that it hasn't worked.
I was in the legislature yesterday dealing with folks trying to get rid of it. But it does work because what it does is it allows more people to run, and we've had more contested primaries, more folks who tell us they could not have run but for clean elections. And so it's working in that regard. Is it perfect? Does it completely clean up the system? Of course not. But it's a start. And it's working in that regard, and that's important.
For those of you who have any kind of heart condition, stand by. I'm going to ask a question right now, and the premise might affect you. If in 2014 I wanted to run for public office, hold on, stand by with the nitroglycerin pills. This is only a premise. If I wanted to run in 2014, what do I have to do now in 2012?
Keep doing your show. Keep doing whatever it is you do. You don't have to start running for 2014 until, at the earliest, for statewide office, late 2013.
But as I approach that date, do I sign a document that says I'm a clean elections candidate?
It's not that tough. Once you decide you're running for office and you do your exploratory committee or what have you, you get out there, and yeah, once you decide you want to run clean, you have to sign a form basically agreeing to abide by our rules and not taking PAC money or special interest money and all that. And you go out and you collect the signatures. But that doesn't start, if for statewide office, I assume you'd run for governor, that doesn't start until August of 2013.
What offices? No, it's all right, Jan. No. What offices are applicable?
All the statewide offices, governor, secretary of state, attorney general, corporation commission, mine inspector, and all the legislative offices.
But so no county?
No county offices, no local offices, and no federal offices.
It's a very, very interesting premise if it continues to work. But what is it? What kind of investigative arm is there that prevents somebody from saying, I want to run as a clean elections candidate, and I spend like 3 hours of the first day collecting $5, and I'm saying, forget this, I'm going to go ahead and do it because I wrote my name on the document, but I'm also going to take a little back here from some of those other people. Who says that anybody's going to be able to catch it?
Well, and that's one of the issues raised by the foes of campaign finance reform. And the reason that folks are trying to get rid of it is they want to decide who runs in the primary. They want to decide who the voters get to vote for. But the way we do it is we have investigative power, we have subpoena power, and we've caught people doing both of those things. We've caught someone taking our money, then also spending extra money on the side, and he was kicked out of office. And we caught someone else making up forms the way you described. We hired handwriting experts. We caught them.
It was not my original idea. How to find out more about clean elections?
azcleanelections.gov or cleanelections101.com has the basics.
And Todd Lang just offered you the basics and a little bit more for free on the Morning Scramble.